Bullets have come a long way from simple lead projectiles to some of the most devastating and tactical rounds ever designed. Some are meant to incapacitate, while others can set the world on fire, literally. And what if I told you that there's a shotgun shell that doesn't just hit its target, but also turns the entire area into a firestorm? 1. Dragon's Breath. The Dragon's Breath rounds take the capabilities of ordinary shotgun shells to a new level. These shells are made using magnesium, and they don't just shoot pellets, they fire off a stream of burning sparks that can last for distances of almost 100 feet, effectively turning your shotgun into a handheld flamethrower. Now consider the havoc that this could wreak. It ignites on contact with air, producing temperatures as high as 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt through some metals. It's not just a gimmick. Everyone knows that these rounds can be used with serious tactical advantage. They could blind and confuse the enemy forces when used during low-light combat. But such power comes at a lethal price. These rounds are infamous for setting whole arenas ablaze. A single shot could start massive, fierce wildfires in arid regions and render them illegal in several states in the U.S. So high are the chances of collateral damage that even the law enforcement agencies tend to stay away from it. But that really does not deter people from trying it out in shooting ranges, where the mere panorama of a shotgun breathing fire is too exciting to miss. That is just the beginning of bullets evolving into weapons in truth. But hold on, you haven't seen anything as nasty as this. There is a little horror of bullets that could easily be beautiful. 2. Hollow point. Unlike standard bullets that go through their target, hollow point rounds expand upon injury inside soft tissue, creating massive tissue damage. When the hollow point bullets hit, their soft lead cores expand sideways and increase in diameter while transferring all the kinetic energy into the target. The result? An excruciatingly devastating stopping power that ensures that the target is incapacitated quickly. However, as terrifying as they sound, there is a practical purpose behind their design. Not overpenetrating, these bullets reduce the risk of striking someone behind the bad guy, which is why they are popularly chosen for self-defense and law enforcement. Full metal jacket bullets can punch through multiple walls or people. In contrast, hollow points dump all their energy into the first thing they hit, making them one of the most controllable yet deadly rounds available. However, due to their extreme effectiveness, hollow points are banned in warfare under the Hague Convention. Military forces use rounds that penetrate armor and structures, while these are designed purely for stopping threats as quickly as possible. But if you think hollow points are deadly, wait until you hear about railgun projectiles, which redefine high-speed destruction. 3. Railgun projectiles. Forget traditional gunpowder. What if a bullet could be fired using pure electromagnetic force? That's exactly what railguns do. These high-tech weapons use electromagnetic fields to accelerate projectiles to hypersonic speeds, with the potential to replace missiles and conventional artillery. The U.S. Navy has experimented with railguns. They have test-fired projectiles at speeds of about 4,500 miles per hour, which is fast enough to concentrate the impact force of 32 cars hurtling together at 100 miles per hour into a single, immediate burst. At that speed, the shell need not be explosive. Its kinetic energy alone will blast through a steel armor plate and obliterate any target in front of it. But the U.S. is not the only country currently working on railguns. All three, including Russia and China, are developing their own version, which will forever change warfare. A double-barreled gun with two canceling wheels, one in front of the barrel and then the other behind. It may not be missiles anymore, but a projectile of high-density metal speeding so fast that it will vaporize anything in its path. 4. 5.77 Tyrannosaur. Speaking of power, there is one round that is renowned for its reputation for extremeness, the 5.77 Tyrannosaur, an endeavor by experienced sports rifle shooters. Designed for hunting big game, the 5.77 Tyrannosaur is one of the largest rifle cartridges ever made. It was used by top African professional hunters, such as those in a group of rounds of unparalleled raw energy that could down an elephant, charge a rhino, and bring those of people shooting the 5.77 Tyrannosaur often show them losing control, falling backward, or dropping the rifle entirely. While it's effective at stopping animals, it's just impractical for all but the most dedicated shooters. The power is so great that it's difficult to control, turning it into a gimmicky round rather than using it for practical purposes. From bullets that explode on impact to those that travel at hypersonic speeds, ammo technology has really dived. And we're not done yet, as the next round we will cover is a failure even in war zones. Already, we have seen rounds that expand on impact, travel through hypersonic speeds, and even kick back more than the shooter can handle. Now, we are going right into the extreme bullets that can probably change the entire landscape of warfare for centuries to come. While some have their existence still debated, others are already being used on modern battlefields. 5. Nuclear bullets. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. Nuclear bullets could cause mass destruction in the palm of your hand. But according to some reports, the Soviet Union is rumored to have experimented with nuclear bullets, using a highly radioactive material called californium. Nuclear bullets, in theory, would work by triggering a small nuclear reaction upon the impact of the bullet, releasing energy thousands of times more than any conventional explosive. Therefore, these weapons made even small caliber as deadly as large bombs. The trouble is that there is no solid evidence that such bullets were ever really developed. The Soviets did indeed perform some experiments with nuclear artillery shells and torpedoes, but those were actually just. While some say it was a Cold War deception, others say that if it were real, it would be in very classified domains. Anyway, if nuclear bullets ever came to be, they would be the deadliest ammunition created ever. However, let's talk instead about a real-deal, battle-tested alternative: depleted uranium bullets. 6. Depleted uranium rounds. Now, depleted uranium rounds, on the other hand, are very real and terrifyingly accurate. Depleted uranium bullets, utilized mainly by the U.S. military, are anti-tank projectiles, designed to pierce thick armor, rewarded with impenetrability. What makes depleted uranium particularly deadly? It is highly dense, even more so than lead. Hence, pancaking through steel plate armor is pretty much a breeze. The horror begins after impact. The penetrating bullets catch fire, causing a hellish secondary explosion inside the enemy vehicle. The effect is total annihilation of casting anything in the path of these projectiles. Now, these rounds are nasty. Depleted uranium is radioactive and contaminates the war zone long after conventional fallouts, although not as quickly as enriched uranium. The long-term health consequences reported by countless veterans and civilians have turned the matter into a controversy. While some countries have pushed for banning depleted uranium rounds, they are still a modern-day mainstay, an effective yet brutal weapon on the battlefield. 7. Flash thunder grenade ammo. But what if you need to disable an enemy without killing them? That's where flash thunder grenade ammo comes in. Not all lethal ammo is designed to kill. Some are built to stun, disorient, and overwhelm enemies, and flash thunder grenade ammo is the perfect example. This specialized round is designed to produce an intense blinding flash and a deafening explosion upon impact. The effect? Total sensory overload. Anyone nearby is momentarily blinded and unable to hear, making them easy targets for military and law enforcement teams. These rounds are commonly used in breaching operations, riot control, and hostage rescues, where stunning the enemy can mean the difference between success and failure. They may not be as deadly as a nuclear bullet or as destructive as depleted uranium rounds, but when used correctly, they can end a fight before it even begins. From theoretical nuclear bullets to real-world depleted uranium shells and stunning grenade rounds, ammunition technology continues to evolve in terrifying ways. But we're not done yet, because the most insane bullet on this list is still ahead. 8. Macho Gaucho. Most bullets are designed to pierce and destroy, but the Macho Gaucho rounds take a very different approach. They entangle their target. Inspired by the South American bolas, a weapon used by Argentinian gauchos to hunt animals, these rounds are meant to disable rather than kill. Instead of a traditional bullet shape, Macho Gaucho rounds release multiple weighted cords upon firing. These cords then wrap around the target's limbs, making movement nearly impossible. The goal? Capture, not kill. While they haven't seen widespread military adoption, the concept of an entangling bullet is fascinating. In situations where lethal force isn't an option, this kind of ammunition could provide a non-lethal alternative to traditional weapons. However, its effectiveness in real combat remains questionable. But if Macho Gaucho rounds were designed to disable without harm, the next bullet on our list was designed for pure controversy. 9. G-Hog ammo. A bullet that isn't just meant to kill, but to offend. That's exactly what G-Hog ammo was designed for. Marketed as peace through pork, G-Hog ammo was created as an anti-terrorism bullet, coated with pig-based materials. The idea was to make the ammunition offensive to Islamic extremists who follow religious dietary restrictions that prohibit pork. The creators claimed that these bullets would serve as both a deterrent and a psychological weapon against enemies who feared contamination. However, the ammo was widely condemned as offensive and unnecessary. Critics pointed out that in a real combat situation, a bullet's effectiveness isn't determined by religious beliefs, it's determined by how deadly it is. Despite the controversy, G-Hog ammo became a symbol of the weaponization of religious and cultural conflicts. It eventually faded into obscurity, proving that sometimes controversy alone isn't enough to make a weapon truly effective. But now, let's step away from modern warfare and look at one of the biggest shotgun shells in history, one so massive it had to be fired from a literal cannon. 10. Punt gun shell. If you think modern shotguns are powerful, imagine a gun so massive it had to be mounted on a boat. That was the punt gun, a historical super shotgun designed for mass bird hunting in the 19th and early 20th centuries. The punt gun shells were absolutely enormous, capable of firing over a pound of lead shot in a single blast. The result? Entire flocks of ducks and geese were wiped out in one shot, sometimes up to 90 birds at a time. These weapons became popular among commercial hunters who supplied feathers and meat to the market. But they were so devastating to bird populations that they were eventually banned in the early 1900s. Today, punt guns are museum relics, but they serve as a reminder of how deadly ammunition technology can be, not just in war, but in nature as well. From bullets that set the sky on fire to rounds designed purely to offend, the world of ammunition is full of shocking innovations. But which one do you think is the most extreme? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more insane deep dives into history's deadliest weapons.